make this event a great success. With these words, I will not take much time. Once again, I welcome you all. Thank you very much for joining the event. Thank you very much. Please go ahead and take your time and start the events.
Yes, ma'am.
Welcome Dr. Naresh and Dr. Prashant for joining us. Thank you so much. And we are indeed very happy to that you have accepted our invitation and join us. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
I also thank Kavita ma'am, Rashmi ma'am, Satyam sir, Ganesh sir for joining this meeting. Now I will brief you about the jury members. Dr. Naresh Verma. Dr. Naresh Verma, he is serving as assistant professor at JNU. He has done his MPhil and PhD from School of International Studies, JNU in 2008 and 2012 respectively. The areas of specialization of Sir are geopolitics, geostrategy, conflict and security issues, nuclear non-proliferation, remote sensing, GIS, and research methodology. The other respected jury member is Dr. Vivek. He is serving as assistant professor at History Department in Shaheed Bhagat Singh College. He has done MPhil and PhD from JNU. His area of specialization is modern history. Now, with everyone's permission, we begin the event. Let me reiterate the rules and regulations for the competition. First, the event is open to undergraduate and postgraduate students of all courses. Second, the performance is to be primarily in Hindi or English, adhering to the theme of the event with a permissible garnish of linguistic flavors. Third, the time limit of performance is 3 minutes. Nevertheless, any unforeseen technical glitches will be considered and the participants will be allowed to perform comfortably. Fourth, the candidates will be judged on 3 bases. First, on the relevance of theme. Second, creativity. And third, the fluency in delivery. Fifth, the use of offensive terminology and foul content is strictly prohibited. Doing so, the candidate will be directly disqualified. Sixth, the decisions of the judges shall be the final and binding. Now, we start with the first participant, who is Nargis Hudda. Nargis, are you there? Nargis, are you there? So moving on to the next participant, who is Deepak. Deepak, are you there in the meeting?
Yes, I am present. Hello. Yes, I am present.
Yeah, you are audible. You can start.
Deepak, please turn on your camera and start presenting. You have a time of 3 minutes.
Good afternoon, everyone. Today I speak on a topic affordable and clean energy. From between 2000 to 2016, people with who have access to electricity raised from 78% to 86%, and people who have not access to electricity dip below 1 billion. Yet, as the population rises, so the demand for cheap energy and an economic reliance on fossil fuels, creating an drastic change to our climate. Investing in solar energy, wind energy, and hydro energy, raising energy productivity and efficiency is necessary to achieve affordable and clean energy goals by 2030. Expanding infrastructure and upgrading technology is necessary to provide access to affordable and clean energy to people in more and more countries. In contrast to India, government, national solar mission and intervention in ultra mega power projects leading India to achieve its own affordable and clean energy goals. I conclude my speech by suggesting some measures by which by which an individual can contribute to affordable and clean energy goals. First is by using energy efficient devices. Second, by joining an organization who is committed to achieve affordable and clean energy goals. Third is by reducing our own energy waste. Thank you.
Thank you, Deepak. Moving forward to the next participant, who is Drishya. Drishya, are you there in the meeting?
Yes, ma'am, I am present. I hope I am clearly audible.
Yes, you are audible now. You can start your presentation.
Okay, ma'am. I hope I'm clearly visible and audible. I would be starting on a self count of 3, 2, 1. Here we go. So, panel, I would really like to talking about the very unique yet a very important aspect of our environment. That is a unique way to bringing into a sustainable environment and a sustainable society. So, for ages we see, panel, that we've been talking about we need to be sustainable, we need to get more sustainable and efficient changes in our environment, a more green environment perhaps. But is it really happening? Is there any efficient change yet? No, there is not, because we have only been saying it, we've been only been promoting it. But what about implementing it? What about putting it to plan of action? We need to be taking care of our environment. We live in our environment, we live in this world, and it is our duty to take care of it. It's like we cannot expect that the environment in itself would enrich it, because it's like you are living in a house and you expect the house to be cleaned by in itself, but that's not true. So that same goes with the type of environment we are living in. So why not opt a very unique way, yet a very important and common way? So my solution to this, to bringing into a very sustainable society, is that we need to actually put into action and implement the changes that we want. Only campaigning, advertising won't work, because guess what, panel? The times have changed and so are we as human beings. So therefore, these are the times when we need to put ourselves into actions. We need to actually get things into implementation. We just cannot think about happening it on its own, like just on an automation process. Nature is in which what we are living in, and nature is therefore our duty. So I would like to conclude by saying that nature a very important aspect of our living being and the other living beings as well, and therefore it is a dire need that we should not be making our environment very vulnerable. Instead, we need to make it stronger. And how that will happen is when we will take actions, and we will take efficient and important needed actions. So therefore, taking action to a sustainable society and a more green society is, of course, always a very important thing. But also promotion of other campaigns like sustainable development, and also making things happen in a very more practical way is really important. I'm really sorry, but I'm not able to see the timer. Okay, I would like to continue. So, in my conclusion, I rest my case by saying that, panel, the times have changed and so are we, and therefore there is a need for plan of action and implementing the change, bringing in the change not only by thinking but also doing it, and doing what is needed. We do not we do not want to make the environment a very vulnerable aspect of our living, but rather a strong and protective environment. That's all from my side. Thank you for giving me this chance.
Thank you, Drishya. Moving on to the next participant, who is Jaya. Jaya, are you in the meeting? Jaya, are you in the meeting?
No, he's not in.
So the next participant is Kawal Kaur. You are in the meeting, Kawal?
No.
The next participant is Komal. Komal, are you there?
Move to the next participant.
Lavisha, are you there?
Yes, I'm over here only, but just give me 1 more minute if that's possible. I'll open up my camera and then I'll begin.
Okay.
We request the participants to give us a count of 3 to 1 before they begin so we can synchronize the timer accordingly.
Sure, am I clearly audible and perfectly visible?
Yes, you are audible and visible. Now you can start yours.
Perfect. I give myself a self countdown and then I'll begin with my 3 minute speech. So 3, 2, 1, go. Humanity is an astonishing species. We've made incredible advancements in be it human health, be it transport, be it energy, be it food production or infrastructure in particular. Even this event is marvel. Like, despite the pandemic forcing us apart, we communicate effectively and instantly towards the effectively over huge distances as well. In our haste to adopt new technologies that have made our lives better, we do not think about the long-term consequences. We're playing with our crisis. Our high carbon and like resource intensive economic models are warming the planet. They're destroying the nature and biodiversity, undermining the foundations of our existence and contributing to the emergence of COVID-19. Moving ahead, they're polluting our air, be it land, be it sea. Increasing the inequality as those to the least excess of the benefits of human development as the ones and who suffered the most are unwelcome side effects. Today, I want to talk about what we can do for this change in particular, what we can each do to transform our society so that they operate in harmony with nature. First, we need to understand what are the main causes and the main factors of affection and the crisis being in particular. So there are 3 causes to be underlined very clearly. The first one goes out to be the climate change. Concentration of greenhouse gases in atmosphere higher than at like time past 8 million years. We have seen the consequences, be it growing storms, be it summer heat waves, forest fires, droughts, or locust plagues, all very clearly seen. Moving ahead to the second point, as the second crisis of this present agenda is nature and the biodiversity loss. Humanity has altered 75% of land, 66% of the marine environments, an estimated of 4.3 million hectares of humid tropical primary forest. This size lost every year due to agriculture, livestock, infrastructure expansion, and we are not doing anything but degrading our ecosystem. Moving ahead to the last crisis, as to the understood, is pollution and waste. Most of us breathe the dirty air, which causes millions of premature deaths every year. Marine plastic pollution have increased the tenfold. Just a second, I'm not able to see my timer. It was 2 minutes left approx. Can you show that again? Hello? Organizers? It was approx 2 minutes left on my count. Can you... Anyone among the organizers committee? Like
31 seconds left.
Sorry? Yeah, perfect. So understanding the third crisis as to pollution and waste, most of us have breathed the dirty air, be it causing millions of premature death each year. Marine plastic pollution increased the tenfold since 1980, swirling out the ocean currents and guts of fish and seabirds. With that being said, the core driver of these crises rise out to be unsustainable consumption and the production. So let's get out very clearly. What's sustainability? Let's start from the very beginning as to understand what sustainability means in particular. Let's have a fill in the blanks. So you know sustainability, you know small planet, right? So picture a small earth circling around the sun. You know, about 1 million years ago, a bunch of monkey fell out of the trees, got a little clever, harnessed fire, invented the printing press, and made the luggage on wheels on it. They built the society that we now live in. Unfortunately, While this society is, without a doubt, the most prosperous and dynamic the world has ever created, with major flaws to be understood. Everybody in the room have heard the worst case scenarios, and you don't need to go into that. But I'll ask everyone a question as to what are the alternatives. I would say that at this moment, the alternative is unimaginable. So on the one hand, you have the unthinkable. On the other hand, you have the unimaginable. We don't yet know how to build a society which is environmentally sustainable, which is shareable with everybody on the planet, to promote sustainability, democracy, human rights, which is achievable in the time frame necessary to make it through the challenges we face. We don't know how to do this yet. Moving ahead, first of all, we need to understand what are we looking toward. We need to be collaborative, bring out a collaborative effort. We need to look towards a bright green city. One of the biggest levers that we have been developed forward for changing the impact that we have on this planet is changing the way we live in the cities. We should have an urban planet as to creating cities that are more denser and more livable. With that being said, we all need to collaboratively move toward a sustainable platform where we enjoy sustainability rather than having it on our heads as a burden. With that being said, rest my case over here. Thank you.
Thank you, Lavisha, for the wonderful speech. Now we moving ahead to the next participant, who is Mehek. Mehek, are you there in the meeting? Mehek, are you there in the meeting? So moving to the next participant, who is Mohammed Junaid. Mohammed Junaid, you are in the meeting. Murali, are you there in the meeting?
Yes, ma'am.
So you can go for the self count and begin with your participation.
Yes, ma'am. Okay, 3, 2, 1. Hello all, I am B. Murali Sriram from Pondicherry. Now we are going to talk about sustainable development. Sustainable development means we must think about the present, and also we must think about the future, about their plans. Okay, first in the present, what we are planning, which should not disturb the future, and also it will not be harmful for the future humans. But what is happening now is that we were doing several things which may or may not affect the future. For example, polluting will affect the other ecosystem like birds and animals, but we are not considering it, and still we are doing the same. And also the increasing the level of technology by 5G may there are reasons that it may affect the birds. But the thing is, for an example, if we keep a phone in our hand and we can feel heat in 5 or 6 minutes, we are 70 kilograms weight. But what about a 50 grams sparrow, which is in contact with the same radiations? There are studies that it won't affect, but still there are some research papers that the birds are still affected by the technology, future technology. The increasing in the amount of towers may affect the migratory birds from the research paper, and also that pollution also affects the water animals and also animals in the land, because they are not getting any food and they are just eating the food from the waste. And what we are doing is we are putting the waste in a plastic cover such that they are eating the plastic, and the plastic is still in their stomach. We can stop this from finding an alternative, so that the other ecosystems like birds and animals should also not get affected, and also our future should be safe. Like usage of single-use plastics like straws, plastic covers can be reduced, and we can introduce a recyclable plastic, such that if we use once and we don't want, we can throw it for the recycle rather than just throw it in the garbage. And also we can stop pollution in water, like filtering the deposits and using as a manure rather than just dumping it in the oceans, and also disposing the plastics properly. And also about the water crisis, because of these pollutions there is no drinking water in the future, they are saying. What can we do is from this today we can do water management, like rainwater harvesting, and also construction of dams, canals for the water deficient region. We should find some ways that the bird population also should not be in problem, and the human race should also not be in the problem, because animals, birds, and every organisms should be needed for a better future. That's the main reason. And also we must, whatever the technology we are doing in the future, that should not be affect the future. That's only. Thank you.
Thank you, Murali.
Thank you.
Moving forward to the next participant, who is Ayushi. Ayushi, are you there in the meeting?
Yes, ma'am. Shall I start?
Yes. Give a self count and begin with your participation.
Okay, ma'am. On a count of 3, 2, 1. The best way to predict your future is to create it. A very famous quote delivered by America's first green president, Abraham Lincoln. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and my dear friends. I am Ayushi Gautam, a first-year student of BA Geography Honours and an NSS volunteer of Swami Shraddhanand College, University of Delhi. Today, I feel immense pleasure to speak upon the topic Sustainable Society here today. The concept of sustainable development was first emerged in Brundtland Report published by United Nations World Commission on Environment and Development and defined this as the development that meets the needs of the present without compromising the ability of generation to their own needs. By taking the fatal consequences in mind, in our future generations might face, our country has set 17 goals for sustainable society. Among them, one is no poverty, where somehow indicates that vulnerable section of the society who could not manage to have a single meal a day. And the second goal is a best quality education, where you could find that our government sector is giving its best to contribute and providing the society best and very worthful people. The third goal is not just a goal that can be taken for the development of humans, but also the development of marine creatures, or you can say that life below water, which includes conservation of sustainability, using the ocean, seas, and marine resources without harming aquatic creatures. The only solution for making the world a society living in sustainability, which we can majorly contribute, is by conserving non-renewable resources and using its substitutes like CNG, solar energy, tidal energies, wind energies, and many more. Organizations working on sustainable development are Rise Against Hunger, Pratham Oceania, Oxfam, Concern Worldwide, and many more. And for making my speech short and crisp, I'd like to personally appeal to all my countrymen that get up, work for yourself, work for your future self, by letting all the grudges with each other behind. Thank you.
Thank you, Ayushi. Moving forward to the next participant, who is Raj Kumar. Raj Kumar, are you there in the meeting?
1 second, please. We would request the participants to not give the name of their institution during their presentation. Yes, Riddhi, now you can move on.
Raj, are you there in the meeting? So moving forward to the next participant, who is Sagar. Sagar, are you there in the meeting?
Yes, I am here.
So give a self count.
मैं आपको स्पष्ट रूप से दिखाई व सुनाई दे रहा?
Yes, you are audible. Now give a self count and go ahead.
ओके, मैं आज आपको सस्टेनेबल डेवलपमेंट पे जो हमारे 17 सस्टेनेबल गोल्स हैं उसके ऊपर एक सस्टेनेबल जो गोल है हमारा एजुकेशन, उसके ऊपर अपनी एक कविता प्रस्तुत कर रहा हूं. तो 3, 2, 1. शिक्षा वैसी हो जिससे हो सके चरित्र निर्माण. शिक्षा वैसी हो जिससे हो सके चरित्र निर्माण. जब होगा चरित्र निर्माण तभी बनेगा भारत महान. शिक्षा अलख जगाती है, मानवता निर्माती है. शिक्षा अलख जगाती है, मानवता निर्माती है. मनसा वाचा कर्मणा, मनसा वाचा कर्मणा मानव को राह दिखाती है. भाग दौड़ की इस जिंदगी में स्थान हो शारीरिक शिक्षा का. भाग दौड़ की इस जिंदगी में स्थान हो शारीरिक शिक्षा का. पाठ्यक्रम में स्थान हो योग, ध्यान, प्राणायाम आदि शिक्षा का. शरीर से चुस्त और मन से स्वस्थ रहना अत्यावश्यक है. शरीर से चुस्त और मन से स्वस्थ रहना अत्यावश्यक है, अन्यथा नई पीढ़ी जवानी में ही प्राप्त करेगी वृद्धावस्था है। अन्यथा नई पीढ़ी जवानी में ही प्राप्त करेगी वृद्धावस्था है। शारीरिक, मानसिक, आध्यात्मिक विकास का माध्यम हो शिक्षा। शारीरिक, मानसिक और आध्यात्मिक विकास का माध्यम हो शिक्षा। रोजी रोटी के साथ साथ जो कर्तव्य ज्ञान दे वैसी हो शिक्षा। रोजी रोटी के साथ साथ जो कर्तव्य ध्यान दे वैसी हो शिक्षा। अहंकारी, प्रमादी, मर्यादा द्रुत होने से बचाए वैसी हो शिक्षा। अहंकारी, प्रमादी, मर्यादा च्युत होने से बचाए वैसी हो शिक्षा। चरित्रहीन, उद्दंड, प्रपंची होने से जो रोके वैसी हो शिक्षा। चरित्रहीन, उद्दंड, प्रपंची होने से रोके वैसी हो शिक्षा। मानव का जो संपूर्ण विकास कराए, मानव का जो संपूर्ण विकास कराए वैसी हो शिक्षा। सामाजिक व्यवहार सिखलाए जो वैसी हो शिक्षा। सामाजिक व्यवहार सिखलाए जो वैसी हो शिक्षा। अज्ञानता के बंधन, अज्ञानता के बंधन से जो मुक्त कराए वैसी हो शिक्षा। अज्ञानता के बंधन से जो मुक्त कराए वैसी हो शिक्षा। छात्रों में जो सुसंस्कार भरे वैसी हो शिक्षा। छात्रों में जो सुसंस्कार भरे वैसी हो शिक्षा। केवल साक्षरता और जीवन यापन का उद्देश्य न हमारी शिक्षा। केवल साक्षरता और जीवन यापन का उद्देश्य नहीं है हमारी शिक्षा। जाति, धर्म, संप्रदाय से जो ऊपर उठे वैसी हो शिक्षा। जाति, धर्म, संप्रदाय से जो ऊपर उठे वैसी हो शिक्षा। तमोगुण, रजोगुण का नाश कर, तमोगुण, रजोगुण का नाश कर जो सत्व गुण प्रदान करे वैसी हो शिक्षा। मूल्य परक ज्ञान प्रदान कर आदर्श नागरिक निर्माण करे वैसी हो शिक्षा। मूल्य परक ज्ञान प्रदान कर आदर्श नागरिक निर्माण का धैर्य है वैसी हो शिक्षा। धन्यवाद।
Thank you, Sagar. Moving to the next participant, who is Shama. Are you there in the meeting? Okay. So the next participant is Shivangi. Shivangi, are you there in the meeting? The next participant is Shreya. Shreya, are you there? Sonam, are you there in the meeting? Suvrit, Suvrit, are you there?
Yes, I am.
Okay, give a self count and start your participation.
Am I visible?
Yes, you are
Hello?
visible and audible too.
Yeah, thank you. 3, 2, 1, go. सुप्रभात आदरणीय निर्णायकगण, शिक्षकगण। मैं सुवित प्रकाश आज आप सबके समक्ष एक कविता लेकर प्रस्तुत हुआ हूँ जिसका शीर्षक है स्वच्छता। जो सरहद पर तो जा न सके पर अपना फर्ज निभाते हैं, जो सरहद पर तो जा न सके पर अपना फर्ज निभाते हैं, अस्वच्छता नामक शत्रु से भारत देश बचाते हैं। दो पल वतन के आज उनके नाम करता हूँ, दो पल वतन के आज उनके नाम करता हूँ, जो सड़क नाले साफ करते हैं उन्हें सलाम करता हूँ। पर जनाब, विडंबना देखिए इस देश की, घिन आती है लोगों को जिनसे, घिन आती है लोगों को जिनसे जमाना जिन्हें धिक्कारता है, वही सच्चा सैनिक है जो गंदगी को मारता है। तो दुनिया की नजरों में जो कूड़े कबाड़ी वाले हैं, तो दुनिया की नजरों में जो कूड़े कबाड़ी वाले हैं, वही सही मायने में हिंदुस्तान के रखवाले हैं। यूं तो हम सब सरहद पर पौरुष दिखलाना चाहते हैं, यूं तो हम सब सरहद पर पौरुष दिखलाना चाहते हैं, इस्लामाबाद की धरती पर भी ध्वज लहराना चाहते हैं। यह ख्वाब बेशक पूरा होगा, यौवन में वह ताकत है। शेरों के जो दांत गिने, शेरों के जो दांत गिने, रक्त में वही हिमाकत है। पर भरतवंशियों की हालत आज शर्म आती है बताने में, पर भरतवंशियों की हालत आज शर्म आती है बताने में। हम नाक सिकुड़ने लगते हैं कागज का टुकड़ा उठाने में। फिर सोचता हूँ, यह दौर ऐसा कर लेगा क्या? सचमुच अपने हाथों वसुंधरा अंबर लेगा? अस्वच्छता से मैत्री है तो राज तिलक क्या लगाएंगे? जो हाथ झाड़ू उठा न पाए, जो हाथ झाड़ू उठा ना पाए, वह संगीन कैसे चलाएंगे, वह संगीन कैसे चलाएंगे? और अंत में यही कहूंगा इस सरहद को सैनिक बचा लेंगे, बैठे हैं वतन की साधना में, हम भी तो कुछ अर्पण कर दें भारत माँ की आराधना। और हम क्या अर्पण कर सकते हैं? एक भीष्म प्रतिज्ञा, एक भीष्म प्रतिज्ञा, हर जन भारत का ले ले, अटूट प्रेम स्वच्छता से हर मन भारत का ले ले। संदेश हमारा जमाने भर में हर एक पहर पाएगा, जम्बू द्वीप का जय घोष गगन में हर एक कह जाएगा। और मैं अपनी कविता यह कहकर अंत करना चाहूंगा कि बेशक खून न बहाए हम सरहद पर, बेशक खून न बहाए हम सरहद पर, एक छिलका अदब से उठाइए, बिना पवन ही अमर तिरंगा खुद ब खुद लहर जाए। धन्यवाद। जय हिंद।
Thank you, Suvrit. Moving to the next participant, who is Ujjwal. Ujjwal, are you there in the meeting? Ujjwal. Moving to the next participant, who is Vasudha. Vasudha, are you there? The next participant is Vashika. Vashika, are you there? Vishakha.
Yes, I'm here.
Give a self count and start your participation.
Okay. Am I visible and audible?
Yes, you are.
Okay. शुभ अपराह्न, आप सभी को मेरा नमस्कार। मैं विशाखा सतत विकास की ओर अग्रसर भारत की संकल्पना को समर्पित अपनी स्वरचित कविता प्रस्तुत करने जा रही हूँ। 1, 2, 3, प्लीज स्टार्ट द टाइम। संघर्षशील स्वतंत्रता के 100 स्वराज वर्ष गांठ समेत, संघर्षशील स्वतंत्रता के 100 स्वराज वर्ष गांठ समेत अमृत काल के दौर में करेगा भारत प्रवेश। ओतप्रोत सहज विकास के समृद्ध आकलन से होंगे नित निर्माण भारत के संकलन में। नए परिपाटी पर लिखा जाएगा नया परिवेश, अमीरी गरीबी ऊंच नीच का नहीं होगा द्वेष। स्वच्छता स्वस्थता घर शिक्षा रोजगार, मिलेंगे जनमानस को अधिकार मूलभूत विशेष। बचपन जहां किताबों में होगी, बचपन जहां किताबों में होगी, त्याग बाल श्रम का भेष, होगा घर घर शौचालय, स्वस्थ होंगी नारियां हर प्रदेश। जहां नहीं बिखरेगी आबरू सड़कों पर बन अवशेष, जहां नहीं बिखरेगी आबरू सड़कों पर बन अवशेष, एक बुलंद आवाज होगी देगी सशक्तिकरण का संदेश। जहां मुस्कुराएगा भविष्य खलिहानों में, जहां मुस्कुराएगा भविष्य खलिहानों में, सुस्ताती नदियां स्वच्छता के सिरहानों में। अवनी के सीने पर लगा धानी हरियाली का मीठा मरहम, अवनी के सीने पर लगा धानी हरियाली का मीठा मरहम, कर प्रकृति का संरक्षण भारत के कण कण की भूख मिटानी है। चीर काले प्रदूषित बादलों को, चीर काले प्रदूषित बादलों को समुद्र तल तक स्वच्छता फैलानी है। मिटेगी गरीबी की रेखा होगा रोजगार हाथों में, मिटेगी गरीबी की रेखा होगा रोजगार हाथों में। भ्रष्टाचार की महक नहीं ईमान होगा बातों में, आर्थिक उन्नति के पंख लगा उड़ान भरेगा भारत, आर्थिक उन्नति के पंख लगा उड़ान भरेगा भारत। अवसरों से परिपूर्ण आत्मनिर्भरता के नीले आकाशों में, नहीं बंधेगी सामाजिकता गुमनाम कुरीतियों की बेड़ियों में। मानव चिंतन होगा, मानव चिंतन होगा कुशाग्र सहज सहनशील प्राणियों में। तकनीक हितकर होगा, तकनीक हितकर होगा नहीं उपयोग घातक श्रेणियों में। अवसाद के आभासी दुनिया में नहीं, अवसाद के आभासी दुनिया में नहीं, मिलेंगे मानव उच्चतम जीवनियों में। जहां मानवता मानव को बल देगी, जहां मानवता मानव को बल देगी, हर मुश्किल का हल देगी। समानता के पथ को स्वीकार मिटा द्वेष दंभों को एक उन्मुक्त कल देगी। नहीं घुटेगा गला गर्व में अधिकार जीवन का, हर लिंग को पहचान सबल देगी, हर लिंग को पहचान सबल देगी। सैन्य बल महान होगा, सैन्य बल महान होगा, फिर भी भारत युद्ध विराम होगा। अमन शांति का दूत होगा भारत का हर सपूत, लेकिन कोई वार करे तो फिर महाभारत घमासान होगा। इतिहास के चिरकाल तक, इतिहास के चिरकाल तक भारत का विश्व गुरु सम्मान होगा। मेरा भारत महान होगा, मेरा भारत महान होगा। धन्यवाद।
Thank you. Moving to the next participant, who is the last one for the in the role, who is Vivekanand. Are you there, Vivekanand, in the meeting? So, Ujjwal, are you there in the meeting? You was left and due to some network issue.
Hello. Am I audible right now?
Yes, Ujjwal, you are audible. You
Okay,
can
so
give
should
a
I
self
start?
count and start.
Also, please give your slot so that our judges can mark you accordingly.
Okay, so my slot is number 19. मेरा 19 ही है ना?
Ujjwal, you can start and give a self count before participation.
Okay, I'm just starting in a while. Okay, so a very good afternoon to the respected judges. Today I, Ujjwal Mishra, will be reciting a poem upon the topic nature. Okay, so seeing those greeneries around our surroundings, which has a unique meaning in scientific terminologies, this mind finds solace in its beautiful originality that can't be compared with the man-made royalty. Spending time with this greenery is what we all thrive naturally. For some, it's an enlightenment derived magically. It's a solid escape from a struggling reality and a dose of calmness which is needed to live peacefully. Its beauty is so serene that its appreciation falls short. The contrast of colors are so pure that it melts our heart. Living close to them is a blessing we've got. It's high time that we embrace their existence without having any doubts. Those humongous structures makes us realize how marginal we are. Just a tiny bit of this universe which is expanding at large. With just the puppets who are controlled by its power and the one influenced by its perpetual remark. Let's just stop playing with this strong force that's loved by all and set our priorities that doesn't affect its form. It's it's the only space which is a part of our home, the home which is shared by all fascinating sort. So I would like to end here, and I would just give a message that uh, by not running in the race of urbanization, we should give some time to our nature, because we've been living with this nature from a very long period of time, and we should give some time, we should devote some time to this nature because it's absolutely beautiful. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, Ujjwal. We thank everyone for the enthusiastic participation throughout the event. We have now reached to the end of this competition.
One second. If we
Yes,
have other participants who have not presented yet are here in the meeting, please let us know, and you can participate after mentioning your slot number. Also, I am dropping a message in the group. If anyone has missed his chance and wants to still participate, we can wait for 5 minutes for them to join in before we conclude.
Dr. Vivek has joined us, so welcome, sir.
वेलकम मैम, वेलकम। अभी मैं जस्ट पहुंचा ही हूँ अभी।
देख रहे थे मैंने ज्वाइन, बट बच्चे कंटिन्यू थे तो हमने बीच में। नमस्कार सर।
नमस्कार, नमस्कार, कैसी हैं?
बिल्कुल अच्छे।
नितिन, आई थिंक और कोई पार्टिसिपेंट्स ने तो कोई रिस्पांस नहीं दिया है, बट वी कैन वेट फॉर द रिस्पांस ऑन द ग्रुप।
Yes, absolutely, ma'am. Dr. Vivek sir, we welcome you for joining us.
Thank you, beta. Thank you, thank you.
Judges and organizers, just one check. Will the results be announced right now in the meeting itself, or
no? Nitin will announce the information.
It will be updated in the social media.
Yes.
Okay, sure. Thank you.
Yes, by tomorrow evening, which is 5th of March, we will update the results on our social media platforms. If you have not subscribed to them, please subscribe to our Instagram and our Facebook page, as well as our YouTube channel. We will share the links on the group. Please make sure you subscribe to them.
The results of the winners will not be announced right here.
Also, we welcome Professor Poonam Sharma ma'am, who has joined us, who is our faculty at Shaheed Bhagat Singh College, who has been with us here at the event from the very beginning. We welcome you, ma'am.
Good afternoon, ma'am.
Namaste, ma'am.
Thank you, Nitin.
Ma'am, if you wish to address the students and share your insights and reflections, you are most welcome.
Yes, Vajay. So I think first of all, I must say thank you to our jury members. Dr. Naresh, thank you so much for joining us. Dr. Vivek, thank you so much for joining us and helping our students, motivating our students to carry out their event in the right direction. And students, I'm really liking all the events that you people have designed. This current program and the previous one just before this that we have concluded, both the programs since morning we are having wonderful sessions. So my best compliments to all of the entire students team. I'm not naming you people, right? Because the entire team is working really very hard. Lots of good wishes. We're really proud of you, students. And to our all faculty members and their judges, thank you so much for helping our students making the event successful. Thank you so much, Nitin.
Nitin, any response on the group?
Thank you, ma'am. Ma'am, we are still waiting for the students. We can wait another 2 minutes to proceed to the conclusion. Meanwhile, if our teachers have something to say, they can share their reflections and insights with the students.
We can ask our judges to share their views.
Yes, absolutely.
Dr. Naresh.
We hear from our judges once all the presentations are winded up. So,
hello.
They have something to share. They are absolutely welcome.
Yes, Dr. Naresh, we can hear you.
Yeah. Nice presentation for all of us. So I conclude our side. This is very grateful opportunity to provide me the Shaheed Bhagat Singh College to judge the participants. Or I have very grateful to give me the opportunity and very describe and this manner. I understand the things related to sustainable development and related goals. Thank you for giving me the opportunity. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Naresh. Dr. Vivek, you want to share your views?
Thank you, Rasmi ji, and many congratulations to all the participants and all faculty, my senior faculty members. It's very good, and the topic which was chosen by the student is very relevant in contemporary times, especially in this government. This government is focused on Atmanirbhar Bharat, Swachh Bharat, and all the schemes of this government is totally described by the dear students. It's very fantastic, and I congratulate to everybody. Many congratulations. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Ma'am, we do not have any more participants presenting. We can move to the conclusion of the meeting.
Okay.
Professor Kavita ma'am, if you want to share something with us. Dr. Neha ma'am, if you want to share your insights, we welcome you. Dr. Ganesh sir, Dr. Satyam sir, if you have any insights or reflections that you wish to share with the students, you are most welcome.
My insight is that it was a very good program, very good event, and already our colleague Professor Poonam and Dr. Naresh and Dr. Vivek already shared that feelings that it was a nice event coordinated by you people. It was really wonderful throughout. Since morning I'm sitting here. This is the I think online event में last live event है, and I really enjoy all the events and all the presentations were really wonderful. I compliment all the presenters. They were really nice. I think judges will feel hard to select whoever is getting first, second, or third prize. You all were really wonderful. You did very well. And because this is the part of the process that we have to select 1 or 2 or 3 candidates, so we will select. But otherwise, everybody was really very wonderful presenter, and very wonderfully you presented your theme related to these themes. Lots of diversity was there. So I was listening that poem. The last participant was saying, "बहुत अच्छा था." It was really good.
Thank you very much, ma'am. Dr. Neha, ma'am, if you wish to share your insights, we welcome you. Dr. Satyam sir, Dr. Ganesh sir, if you have anything to share, we will.
Sir.
Dr. Janki Jeevan sir is here amongst us as well. Sir, we welcome you. And if you have any insights or reflections, we are most welcome to share them with us and the students here. Okay, so moving on, Riddhi, please move on with the remaining course of the event.
Lastly, for the vote of thanks, we invite Dr. Chandrakanta ma'am for giving her insights and remarks on the.
Thank you, Riddhi. I, Chandrakanta, on behalf of Department of Geography, would like to thank our jury members, Naresh sir and Vivek sir. We know that it is very, very difficult to manage online as well as offline things, and we are really thankful that you managed time to be with us. Thank you so much, sir. And I'm also thankful to the our staff association, is this Geography Association and staff advisor, Kavita ma'am, and all the students, volunteers who have like put effort to organize this online event. I'm also thankful all the participants, because any event is impossible without the active participation. Though we also have the, like, there are many participants who could not present or participate, but they registered, but they are absent here. And I'm also thankful all the technical team, Pratyush, and there are like a long list of the volunteers who are like doing things in the background for the different sessions, and the student coordinators, Riddhi, Nitin Man, teacher coordinator Vishraj sir, and all the teachers, Janki sir, Neha ma'am, Satyam sir, Ganesh sir, all the teachers who are present here. I'm very, very thankful to all of you. I really enjoyed this event, और बहुत अच्छा लगा, और जो सस्टेनेबल डेवलपमेंट गोल्स के जो डिफरेंट जो टारगेट्स हैं, उन सबको आपने अपनी पोएट्री के थ्रू योर स्पीच एंड थ्रू योर पोएट्री आपने इतने अच्छे से समझाया, और बड़े आपने समझा उस चीज को। जैसे कि अभी कविता मैम बात कर रहे थे कि लास्ट पॉइंट नेचर, अर्बनाइजेशन, ये वाली सारी चीजें, इकोनॉमिक ग्रोथ, पोइट्री में कितनी सारी अच्छी चीजें आप लोगों ने समझाई। इकोनॉमिक ग्रोथ के बारे में बात करें, जेंडर इक्वालिटी के बारे में बात करें, एम्पावरमेंट के बारे में बात करें, डिसेंट वर्क के बारे में बात करें, पीस के बारे में बात करें, जस्टिस के बारे में। तो आप लोगों ने सच में बहुत सारा होमवर्क किया है अपनी स्पीचेस को तैयार करने के लिए। पोइट्री को लिखना आसान नहीं है, नेचर पे लिखना बहुत आसान है, ब्यूटी पे लिखना बहुत आसान है, बट इट इज वेरी, वेरी डिफिकल्ट टू राइट पोएम on these issues. Economic growth, justice, इसके बारे में लिखना is very, very difficult. So I congratulate all the participants, और आप सभी लोगों ने बहुत अच्छा प्रेजेंट करा। ये हमारी लिमिटेशन है, हमने कुछ मानक तैयार कर रखे हैं कि इन्हीं पैरामीटर्स पे हम जज करेंगे, तो वो हमें मजबूरी है, हमें वो विनर्स को सेलेक्ट करना। अदरवाइज आप सब जीत गए हो। एक पार्टिसिपेट करना, एक्टिव पार्टिसिपेट करना जीतने की पहली स्टेज है। सो आई थैंक यू ऑल ऑफ यू टू बी हियर। ओवर टू यू रिद्धि।
I'll add on this that सबकी प्रतिभाएं करिश्माई थी, तो आप लोग सभी बहुत ही अच्छे थे और बहुत ही अच्छी कविता आप लोगों ने प्रस्तुत की है। Riddhi, over to you.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. In the end, I would like to thank all the teacher in charges such as Dr. Neha, Dr. Ganesh, Dr. Janki Jeevan, Dr. Rashmi, Dr. Satyam, Professor Kavita, Professor Poonam. There is an important announcement related to the results, that is, we will release the results on the social media handles of Department of Geography of Shaheed Bhagat Singh College by tomorrow evening, that is 5th March 2022. With this, we are closing this meeting. Have a nice day all. Thank you.
Also, at last, we request everyone to kindly turn on their cameras for a group picture.
मेरा कैमरा ऑफ कर रखा है उसमें, प्लीज.
Host, please do the needful. Technical team, please open the camera.
Yes, done.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, ma'am.
Meet in some offline event too. Definitely.
Thank you, Dr. Naresh and Dr. Vivek. Thank you,
This
ma'am,
was
Poonam ma'am.
the final program today, or
Yes, ma'am. It's a live event. This is the last event, and otherwise there are few entry-based event which are going on. Their judging is going on. So by tomorrow evening we will declare all the results.
Great, wonderful.
And we are requesting you to provide me the active participant list.
You all are very active. You can allow us to participate anywhere.
Yeah.